Disclaimer. This video is created for entertainment and educational purposes only.
Peace, love, and light. Welcome to a brand new episode of High Zone. Today on the menu, we got some mind-bending, mysterious TikToks that'll leave your mind boggling. If you're not tapped in yet, please go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for every time we drop. You get to be rocking out with each other. With no further ado, family, I'm not even gonna hold y'all today. Let's get straight into these videos.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as light.
We just getting started, family. We are just getting started, and it's already warming up.
Yo, check the car off.
What on?
Y'all back the fuck up. I just got hit by a train.
Hey, you can't park there, gang. I ain't gonna lie. You can't.
That is crazy. And you mad you got hit by a train? That barricade, bro, means stay behind it. Why is he in front of the barricade? Comment down below, Zone family. Let me know what y'all thought about that video.
Y'all, what if they shut the government down so they can go underground to their bunkers and prepare for the catastrophic event that's about to happen? 3-Eye Atlas. What if they know that an alien invasion is on the way and they shut down the government so they can get themselves together? And that 1.4 billion dollars they were trying to give to the immigrants was just a cover-up. What if they are preparing for the Great Reset and they not letting us know, but they letting, you know, they putting pictures out there because they know we can't do nothing about it? What if they are preparing themselves for a catastrophic event and they not letting us know? Make it make sense, because it's crazy that the government shut down all of a sudden. Make it make sense. Get in the comment section and let me know what you think, because everything is funny, from the Charlie Kirk happening, then the next few weeks the government shut down, then they released the photos of 3-Eye Atlas. Something is going on.
As soon as this third eye atlas get closer, these people are going straight underground.
Didn't I tell y'all when y'all see this face that I'm about to drop a truth bomb on you? Well, Philip Anthony Mitchell does it again. He rebukes Oprah for saying there are many pathways to heaven. Also, y'all, I'm gonna show y'all these clips on how Oprah contradicts herself.
Are you ready to allow abundance and blessings? People can't figure out how I got to be so successful. It is because I have lived in the space of spirit my whole life.
Which spirit?
My favorite Bible verse, because I am Christian, is Acts something.
Don't even know.
I used to know the number, but it's in Acts. Y'all can Google it.
Liar.
But it says, thank you, 1728. In God I live and move and have my being. I live and move and have my being.
Liar. Now, y'all heard her say she was a Christian, right? Man, everybody walk around here saying they Christian. Just like the government passing out government cheese. Philip Anthony Mitchell about to get her. Watch this clip, y'all. He about to get her.
A famous woman in our culture, multi-billionaire, black, said in a speech to a college campus, there are multiple ways to God. And because she's famous, you got all those thousands of young students believe her that there are multiple ways to God. You know what that is? That's pray. And because she is who she is, they believe her. So who's right? She or Jesus, who says, I am the way?
Yes, Jesus
The
is right.
truth and the no man comes to the
Father,
except through
Yeshua.
So if you're at the top, you can't cross that border.
You can't.
There's no doorway at the top that says, come to God through Islam.
No.
There's no doorway that says, come through God through crystals. ways.
No.
There's no doorway that says, come, there's multiple ways to God. There's no doorway that says multiple ways. From darkness to light, there's no door that says multiple ways. There's no door that says Islam. There's no door that says Mormonism. There's no door that says Hinduism. There is only one doorway.
It brings her to the same point that it brings you. It doesn't matter whether she called him God along the way or not.
And I guess the danger that could be in it, I mean, it sounds great on the onset, but if you really look at both sides,
There could possibly be just one way. What about Jesus?
I thought she was a Christian.
What about Jesus?
See how she a hypocrite?
there isn't only one way.
There is one way and only one way, and that is through Jesus. Could possibly be because you say.
Stop letting Oprah deceive y'all.
Because you say, you intellectualize it and say there isn't. If you don't believe that,
Tell us, sister.
into the lie.
These people are put here to destroy you. They are literally put here to destroy you, to give you false information, to bring you down with them.
Got the grid over it. They don't want you to see the ships, man. They sitting right above us, quiet as church mice. And the government, they got the files locked up in some freezer in Virginia. Roswell? What's up? I'll tell you what's up. Look up there.
These homeless people really be tapped in. These so-called crazy people be really tapped in. We really have to pay attention out here. Are they crazy or are they tapped in?
This is for the smallest percentage of people here on this planet. Those who represent the 144,000 frequency. Are you also feeling that besides those who are like us, everyone else is of this realm, and we are the ones that were implanted here from beyond the ice wall, where we have been kept hostage here, that this is not our home, that we chose to do the work and to help as many people as possible before the ice wall came down and the new earth was revealed to those of us who are of the 144,000 frequency, who can resonate with it.
Drop down below if you resonate with the 144. Pound 144.
Darle. Cuando lo vi, se quedó quieto, se quedó parado, no tenía cómo salir, cómo avanzar, pero no tenía dónde darle. Entonces realmente me quedé al mirado. Ya cuando vio que yo ya le estaba acercando, se bajó al lado de mi cocina y al lado de la esquina de...
Let me know what y'all thought about this chupacabra going to work on that goat in a cabin. That was live footage, real footage of this chupacabra. Comment down below.
They didn't just erase Haiti's history, they replaced it with zombies, voodoo, and fear. Let's count down the 5 truths they don't want you to know. Truth 5, the first zombie movie ever made? Yeah, it was set in Haiti. White Zombie 1932 showed voodoo priests controlling the dead. It wasn't just racist, it was intentional propaganda. They took Haitian spirituality and made it scary for white audiences. Truth 4, Haitian voodoo is a religion with deep African roots, but Hollywood twisted it into black magic and evil spells. Why? Because it's easier to demonize a culture than to understand it. Fear sells, truth doesn't. Truth 3, zombies in Haitian folklore weren't monsters. They were metaphors for enslavement, loss of agency, and colonial control. But of course, Hollywood skipped that part. They gave us gore, not context. Truth 2, this wasn't just movies. The media, Western churches, and even textbooks ran with it. Suddenly, Haiti wasn't the land of revolution. It was cursed, savage, and possessed. A perfect excuse to ignore the real story resistance. Truth 1, they couldn't kill Haiti's revolution, so they buried it under fiction. Because if the world knew what Haiti actually stood for, freedom, rebellion, black power, they'd have to confront their own guilt. Haiti's legacy isn't scary, it's powerful. Follow to reclaim what they erased. Share if you're done letting Hollywood write the narrative. And part 7 drops next, where we expose how the US rewrote Haiti's constitution to open the door for foreign land grabs.
Hollywood demonized everything, right? But they use it. If it's evil, why are they using it? Because they don't want you to use it, because they're gonna use it on you.
Sí. ¿Dónde?
What the hell was that crawling in that grass? Cause it seems to bother them young boys. Them young boys was out. I would have been out too. Comment down below if you see what that was on the zoom in.
A few years ago, a man got famous when he recorded a creepy doll dancing in the middle of the street. People in the comments originally thought that the video was faked, but he continued making videos proving that no matter where the doll was or who was around, it would move. Now this story is actually pretty well known, and there's a lot of videos that people mistake for being the original dancing doll video, but it's not. The man who originally recorded those videos deleted all his content quite a few years ago and completely vanished from the internet, leaving many people to wonder what happened with that whole situation and if that doll actually has some sort of spirit attached. I wasn't able to find footage of the original dancing doll video, but I did find footage of the same doll being caught in the act of moving on video. I want you to check it out and let me know what you think in the comments.
Nope. I don't know what it is with people with these dolls. If the doll moves, it has to go. Point blank. If it moves, in fact, we're gonna burn that piece, okay? I almost cuss. If it moves, we burning that piece. Comment down below. Am I right or am I wrong?
Let's talk about the spiritual realities. Oh, she going in. Oh, she going in. Go in, sister. Go in. Let them know. Let them know.
Someone who was a self-proclaimed white witch and practiced witchcraft for over a decade of her life before she radically got saved and encountered by Jesus Christ. Let's talk about all the things surrounding Halloween that you should know.
Come on.
Spiritual realities like jack-o'-lanterns have a demonic origin. Costumes have a demonic origin. Trick-or-treating has a demonic origin. Let's talk about the spiritual reality that weeks, months before Halloween, witches and warlocks are walking the streets of your neighborhood taking back spiritual territory. Let's talk about the spiritual reality that witches and warlocks go into these stores and they curse every single piece of candy, every costume, and every piece of decor that you're going to bring into your home. Let's talk about the spiritual reality that Halloween is the most demonically charged day of the year and that witches, Satanists, occultists, New Agers, warlocks prepare for this day all year round. Let's talk about the spiritual reality that the Church of Satan has an intent behind the costumes you put on your children to swap their identity in the spirit even just for one night a year. Let's talk about the spiritual reality of the rituals, the seances, and the sacrifices that are performed before Halloween to prepare the spiritual atmosphere before this day. I mean, there's so much that I could talk about. As somebody who was in witchcraft, who was doing these things, seeing these things, that I could tell you without a shadow of a doubt is true and a spiritual reality. And I intend to. But most importantly, let's talk about the spiritual reality that Jesus is King. That he has overcome, that the devil does not even have one day a year because this is the day that the Lord has made, so let us rejoice and be glad in it. Let's talk about the spiritual reality that you as a Christian have and the authority that you walk in because of he who lives in you. Let's talk about the spiritual reality when Christians rise up on the day of Halloween and they don't hide away in fear. This is part one of a series where in the month of October I'm going to go through every single origin that you've been confused about as a Christian. I'm going to go through all the practices. I'm going to expose the works of darkness as Ephesians 5:11 commands me to do. And I'm going to give you as a Christian strategy on what you can do, what you should do, and what you should not do.
If you celebrated Halloween before, this year is the year to let it go. I'm keeping it 100 with y'all. What's to come is coming. And all these negativity activities, y'all better let them go. Or y'all gonna be cooked.
What if our psych patients really aren't crazy? Y'all tap in for a hot take. Me and my boy, who's also a nurse, got to talking. And we were just reminiscing about a day that we had in the ER one time. And the basis of the conversation was about 3 psych patients that we had in 2 days. So the first psych patient swore up and down that there were roaches and spiders crawling all over the room. And he was like, yo, do you see that? And I'm like, we're taught not to entertain the thought. So we're like, no, we don't see that. And we're trying to orient him to what we see. He's like, nah, bro, get me the fuck out of here, man. There's roaches on my goddamn leg. He starts swatting at his leg and shit. So me and my boy, we're calming him down. We get him medicated to keep him calm. And so, you know, just what you do for a psych patient in the ER. That's what we do. And then after that, you hit the charting and you say the patient's having tactile and visual hallucinations. But this is where shit gets weird. This guy was in the room for about 8 hours. The next patient came in after we transferred that guy out to the same room. Same room. Now, this patient does have a history of psychosis, but no hallucinations. I walk in the room just to introduce myself to the patient and get to know what's going on with the patient. This patient looks frightened as hell when I walk in. And, like, she's balled up. And she's like, before we start anything, can you kill all these bugs? And I'm like, what? She's like, you don't see all of these bugs around? So I get to look and I'm like, not this again. No, there's no bugs, right? You can't entertain the patient, so I'm not going to entertain the patient. She starts going crazy wild because she has a deathly fear of bugs and she just can't stand to stay in the room. So we ended up moving her to a different room. The next patient comes in. This girl was in the ER for about 10 hours. I think that's what we said. The next patient comes in. The same goddamn thing. He comes in the room. He's like, no, get me the fuck out of here. What the hell is that? And I'm like, what is what? He's like, bro, there's literally a spider crawling towards my bed. So now I'm like, you sure? So he goes, quote, yeah, man, there's spiders and roaches in this bitch, unquote. So now the only thing going through my head, instead of medicating him immediately for psychosis or just, you know, being irate, I'm like, hold on, bro. Am I the one that needs to be medicated? 3 patients, all with different diagnoses, see the same thing? Am I the one living in La La Land? Like, are we the ones are we really the psych patients? Are the psych patients really tapped in? Bro, y'all let me know. But that's the conversation we had, and we was like, hey, bro, maybe they really tapped into something that we not really seeing, bro. And we keep medicating them and suppressing their reality, which might actually be reality. And we might be the ones who are not tapped in. Y'all let me know what you think. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know, but there's no way.
Bro, 3 people came in with the same thing back to back. Are these people really crazy? Are we missing out? Are they tapped in and we not tapped in? I have heard many stories about these psych people seeing things, and some of them see the same things. These people might not be crazy, bro. They might be able to see a little bit more than we can. But since they could see a little bit more than we can, we perceive it crazy. That might have been the whole plan from the beginning. Label them crazy so the others won't know what's going on.
It comes in. It looks like it's forming. It goes through this like haze area. Look at the light.
Oh.
No. And what's
Well,
that
that's a
over there
YN.
sitting in front of that damn light? Look like a head and shoulders. Hold on. And look up there at the top above that house. It's like a whole plasma thing right there.
Wow. That's a whole YN.
Now I can understand like leaving a little trace or something as it walks, as he walks. But look. No, man. Come on. That's too much, y'all. That was too much. That was. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? So if I didn't zoom in, you wouldn't even see how it comes in. Because as I'm watching this, trying to see what set the camera off, this is where I caught it, right here. Because I'm like, wait a minute. Did he just appear out of thin air? So it took me, like, I literally had to zoom all the way in to figure out where did he come from. Oh. And as you notice, that light didn't do any more flickering. He came in good, y'all. Look how good he came in at. Once he got right smack dead in front of the house. That's a spirit, yo. That's a whole entire spirit right there. It makes me think it's somebody that passed away over here. And he's just strolling down the street, taking a late night walk, 2:20, almost 3 o'clock in the morning. Y'all, man, I know it's October, but I wasn't ready for this one. Y'all let me know what your thoughts are on this video. Man, I don't even know if I can go back to sleep now.
Yo, that was a full-blown spirit. That spirit must have had mad energy in that area. That's the only way they could manifest themselves like that. That was a full-blown spirit. You could see that man walking like he was alive. He must have been draining a lot of energy in that area. Comment down below what y'all thought about that clip. That was pretty awesome. Drop it down below.
Joe, you don't hear this? Oh, dude.
So I've been recently showing you guys clips of Chris and Joe at an extremely haunted house where Joe's uncle was doing construction on in Ohio.
We came to Ohio now. My uncle actually lives here, and he flips houses and he builds homes, and behind me is a house that he says is haunted. Now, not only does he say it's haunted, but the previous owners say it's haunted. Now, it's supposedly haunted by this guy named Dan, who lived in this house, was one of the original owners back in the late 1800s.
Now again, this house is supposedly haunted by a guy named Daniel and some unknown woman.
It's crazy. It sounds like somebody... Hey, Chris? What? I just heard a woman.
And if anybody's seen the recent videos that I've posted, y'all know how crazy this house is.
That was weird. That was really weird.
What do you want? I said, what do you want? Dude, I'm going out. I'm getting the fuck out!
Yeah, wicked creepy shit. Now tonight's video is going to take place in the basement where they encounter this woman's voice again.
Are you trying to make fun of me now? You laughing at me? Joe.
Okay, it's laughing. And walking.
And walking. Oh, dude. Guys, this is insane. This is insane. That's a female. That's not Daniel. Oh, maybe it's a spirit disguising. Oh! God. I'm out, dude. I can't. Dude. Joe, that's in the wall. That's in the wall.
It's coming from in here.
It's in the wall.
Dude! It's coming from... Oh, wow. This is so cool.
Oh my.
If you listen to the way she laughs, it almost reminds me of a person's laugh from a particular time period, like the early 1900s or something.
I'm out, dude. I can't. Dude.
It's coming from in here.
In the wall.
It's coming from in here.
It's in the wall.
Dude! It's coming from... Oh, wow. This is so cool.
I mean, if you ever watched old-fashioned movies, you guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, that's the way I interpret her laugh anyway. Freaking sinister giggling. And again, I highly recommend you guys go and check out this video. Go to C's Crazy Crossroads on YouTube and search for Daniel's Haunted House or The Ghost of Doomsday Daniel. There's actually 2 videos. If you're into the paranormal, I promise you these videos will not disappoint. They are fucking creepy.
It sounds like like somebody.
What?
We're not here to hurt you. I can't move now.
You ain't got to ask me twice, okay? You ain't gotta ask me twice, ghost. Once you told me get out the first time, your boy is up out of there. I am not messing around with no ghost, no apparition, whatever you wanna call them. Zone family, drop it down below. Would you explore one of these buildings? Cause me personally, I ain't doing it for you.
For housing while I was homeless. And I never told this story publicly because I had bigger fish to fry, y'all. Like I said, I was homeless. But I was looking for housing for about a month. I had visited a few housings, like not alone, of course. But one day I stumbled upon this one on Facebook Marketplace. It was like a 5-bedroom house. It was an all-girls house, which is what I was looking for. So it's like, you know what? Let me send them a DM. Let me see if it's still available. So I send them a DM for this house that's in Bloomfield, New Jersey. They send me a message back like, hey, what's your phone number? So I can connect you to the landlord and you'll go from there. Send them my phone number, cool, and I'm waiting for them to reach out. Now, one particular morning before I opened my actual eyes, you guys, the way I woke up, I saw in my mind's eye though, like, you know the movie Smile? I saw someone smiling at me with that smile in my mind's eye before I woke, like I actually woke up out of my sleep. I don't play shit like that. So already I was uneasy just getting up ready for the day because what the fuck. I try to ignore it and continue with my day because like I said, y'all, I'm homeless. I have to figure out what the fuck I'm about to do. Later that morning, I get reached out to by the landlord of this house and they're like, you know, we're glad that you're interested in the house. I want to just inform you though that I am in a different state and my son has stage 3 cancer. I won't be able to physically be there, but there is a keypad on the house and there's cameras inside the house. So it's a self tour, it's a self showing. So at this point, I'm thanking God for TikTok because I already saw a video about this exact tactic like a year before this happened. But there's some things, I don't know, there's some story times that I hear on TikTok and that I see that I just don't forget for whatever reason. I'm assuming this was the reason. But yeah, I knew immediately that it was a tactic. And so I just told them absolutely not, like I'm okay, I'm good. And I blocked them after that. I'll also add the screenshot of like the message because I still have it and this is from 2023. But I am putting this out there because I hope that this video does for someone what that other girl's video did for me. I hope it saves y'all. In the video that I originally saw of the other girl, she was in a completely different state and she was on Zillow. So whether it's Zillow, Facebook Marketplace, apartments.com, wherever, if you're looking for housing and they ever tell you that it's a self-tour and that there's a keypad on the door or a key in the mailbox, no, you need to run. And I remember the girl in the other video, she actually ended up showing up to the house that she was looking at. She did have someone with her, but she said that like she was chased by a van. I'm glad I didn't have to fuck around and find out that much because of her video. So I'm hoping this video does the same. And this is just a screenshot of the messages. It's a little blurry because it's been so long. I had to screenshot from my iCloud and that I barely have storage. But you see how everything that they were saying, this actually happened, y'all. I just had no capacity at that time to share the story, but I'm hoping I help y'all out. Pause to read if you would like, and stay safe out there.
That is crazy. The ladies can't even go look for a damn apartment. Ladies, we have to be aware and we have to pay attention. This is the main reason I got this video, so we could be aware. Even looking for a place for shelter, you are in danger, and that is crazy. Make sure, ladies, when you do go looking for apartments, have somebody with you, especially if you extra pretty. Especially, these creepos are out here, and they lurking, even when you looking for a place to stay for you and your kids. That is crazy. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought about that story.
Story time on the 8 months I spent feeding a vampire. And if you're into that dark, twisted romance shit, you're definitely going to want to stay for this one. I was about 21 or 22 years old. This is my midnight ballerina days. One night, I'm working at the club. And in walks in one of the most finest men I have ever laid my eyes on. This guy reminded me a lot of Benjamin Bratt, but like sexier. Like Benjamin Bratt when he was in his prime, but like just way finer. He's wearing this really nice suit, smells amazing, like perfect teeth. Just everything about this guy was like flawless, and all the girls were looking at him. One by one, the girls, go up to him, talk to him, offer a dance. He's making small talk, but he's not getting any dances. So I walk up to him, start talking to him, and something about him just felt so familiar. Like I was so comfortable with this guy. I felt like I had known him for years. So we're talking, and we were talking for a while. It must have been like an hour. But I was just so like into the conversation that we were having. And he ends up asking me for a dance. And I'm like flattered. I was not expecting that. There was a lot prettier girls there. He turned out a lot prettier girls that night, but he wanted me. So I was like, okay, fuck. So we're in the VIP. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my little dance. And in the light, he notices my arms. So I used to like not be nice to myself. Like I used to hurt myself. And he notices the scars. And he becomes almost like fixated on them. He's so fixated on my scars that he actually tells me to sit down, like to stop dancing. He wants to look at my arm. And he's like caressing them and like, I don't know, something about the way he was caressing it was very sensual. And he even started to like smell my arm. Like I know that's really weird, but he brought like my arm up to his face and was just like smelling my arm. And I was like, what? Like, okay. And while he's rubbing the scars on my arm, he's looking me in my eyes and telling me like, you are perfect. Your pain is so beautiful. That's exactly what he fucking said to me. Mind y'all, I was a dancer, so like I had seen and heard a bunch of creepy shit. Like I didn't scare easily, but I was kind of like, this is very interesting. And I'm not gonna lie, it was something about him caressing my scars and putting his lips against them that made me feel seen and beautiful. And it was so sensual. So I finished my dance. He thanks me, gives me a fat tip, walks out. He ends up coming back every day for like the next week and getting a dance for me. So one night I'm in the back with him and he's doing his like little fixating thing on my arm. And he asked me, he's like, do you think you could do that again? Like looking at my arms and rubbing my scars. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, and he's rubbing his fingers across my scars. He's like, could you do this again? I'm like, I'm not sure exactly what you're asking me. Like, do I feel like hurting myself again? He's like, no, not that. Like, if I gave you money, could you do that to yourself? And I'm like, dude, you're starting to freak me out. Like, what do you mean? What are you looking for? Like, what's your thing? He ends up telling me, he's like, I really enjoy the taste of. So I'm like, like a normal fucking person would have gotten really freaked out, but I'm not a normal fucking person. Y'all know me. I'm like, a bitch loves a good plot. I know it's gonna end up being the death of me one day. So I'm like, ooh, you little vampire, you got a little vampire kink? He kind of like shrugs his head like, yeah, you can call it that. And he offers me $800 a feed. That's what he said. I'll give you $800 a feed. I'm like, 1,000. He's like, done. So fast forward, we end up making a date for the feeding, and he actually wants to take me out on a date though. So we go to this nice restaurant. He orders for me. I was fine though because he ordered the steak, and I would have ordered that anyway. So I was really happy with that. And he doesn't eat. He just orders a glass of wine. So we end up going to one of his properties, or at least that's what he told me. He told me that he was in real estate and he owns a bunch of properties, and this is one of his properties. And it is this beautiful, I don't know if it was a mansion, like I don't know what technically makes a mansion, but it was this big ass beautiful house in the Hollywood Hills. I know y'all are like losing your fucking minds right now. Like, bitch, what the fuck? He could have been anybody and done anything to you. I know. We get in this house, there's candles everywhere, there's a fire already rolling in the fireplace. I'm telling you, it was like a scene out of a fucking movie. He asked me to lay down on this really pretty chaise lounge that was by the fireplace, and he pulls out this knife, And I remember this knife. It was a pretty knife. It was like in the shape of a feather. So I'm laying down. He brings the blade over and he asks me. He's like, do you want to do it or do you want me to do it? The incision. I'm like, you know what? It's for the first time. I'll do it. So I make my incision and he starts to eat. And it was something about the way that he was eating that just, I don't know, it felt really intimate, really sensual. Like it gave me literal chills. I'm getting chills right now just talking about it. And something in me was just like I wanted to eat him too. Like just this desire just grew inside of me. I almost felt like I was in a trance and I got this rush that I have never gotten from any substance that I've ever taken in my life. And it was like instant addiction, that rush that I was getting from him feeding. I've never felt that rush again to this day. And I end up jumping his bones. I told you, I felt this desire to just consume this man. And that was, to this day, the most amazing sex I have ever had in my life. So fucking passionate and just, it was just fucking crazy. And that just became our thing. Like I would go over and I would feed him and he would end up fucking feeding me, feeding my fire. And I can already hear y'all in the comments. So you were pretty much an SW worker. It was not like that. He was not paying me for that. He was paying to feed. And the other stuff, I was just giving it to him, honestly. In the aftercare, my gosh, we would always take a shower afterwards. And he would pull out his little first aid kit and clean me up and disinfect me and bandage it up and make sure like I was okay. And for 8 months, this is what we did. We would go out to a nice dinner. He would order me the steak. It had to be steak. And I noticed every time we linked up, it would be like nights that were raining. I don't know why the rain, but that was just something that I noticed. And in those 8 months that I spent with him, I ended up making $12K with 12 different feedings. Not only did I make $12K, but it seemed like everything in my life was just like on the up and up. I was making the most money I've ever made at my work, at my club. Like I was having good luck. Like I just had everything. And he would literally glow after each feeding. Call me fucking crazy, but I felt like every time I fed him, he looked younger and stronger. And the only reason why the feeding stopped is because I told him, I didn't want to keep doing that to my skin because I had already had a lot of damage from the prior times of me just hurting myself. And he completely understood. He was sad about it, but he completely understood. And he gave me like one last like really big tip. He gave me like a $3,000 tip. And that was that. Like I never saw him again. He never came back to the club ever again. And like a year or two later, I drove past that house, like just curious. And I don't think he lived there anymore. I'm not even gonna lie. I was trying to see if I can get some D. That's how amazing it was. I circled back 2 years later. And y'all can judge me all you want. I don't care. I've got my little kinks too. And I was a fully consenting adult. So what do y'all think? Vampire? Or just a guy with a weird kink?
She is crazy to begin with. Some people will sell their soul for that money. She knew what that man was into and she still went about the whole thing. That is crazy and diabolical. You knew this man on his vampire business and you still went. Every time he drank your Kool-Aid, he gave you the business. After the last time he hit you with 3 bands, you still spun around to go back because you want some more of the business. That is diabolical. Zone family, comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought about that story.
On June 23rd of 2023, a man named Pablo Dosdor was exploring the woods with his dog when all of a sudden they see a strange looking building in the distance. Pablo and his dog approached this mysterious building that, for whatever reason, was built in the middle of nowhere. They get really close to the place before suddenly stopping dead in their tracks. Pablo can't explain it, but he can't shake the feeling that something ominous resides within this building. Now, the video that Pablo took was actually taken a few days after he came here. He was here before, and the video he took during his initial visit has left him wondering if this place might be haunted or cursed.
Bueno, encontramos una escalera. Vamos a ver si podemos acceder.
Now, it's worth mentioning that not once in any of Pablo's previous explorations has the camera malfunctioned except here. Although it could be a coincidence, the following video has left him convinced that something supernatural resides within this place. On his second visit, something happened that left him pretty spooked. Take a look.
Wow. Vamos. Wow. Pequeña espina. ¿Qué hay, Draco? ¿Qué hay acá? Ah, bueno. Tenemos una escalera. Sí, definitivamente se nota que era. Bueno, es muy baja la entrada. Wow. Draco, vení. Bueno, definitivamente no quiere entrar. Es por algo. Vení, Draco. Realmente me siento como bastante acelerado el pulso.
Don't go say no.
Hay una energía definitivamente fuerte. Draco, vení, él me sigue todo. Vení, entra. Eso. No. No. Bueno, me voy acá. Me voy acá porque no. Me estoy empezando a sentir bien.
This abandoned building, which apparently is an old church, has left not only Pablo unsettled, but his dog as well. Draco, the dog's name, seems hesitant to go inside. Initially, Draco is seen walking about without any problems, but for some reason, the inside of this church scares him. Pablo even states that something about this place doesn't sit well with him. The legend is true, as he states, the church is haunted. Now fast forward to a few days later, and Pablo is back at this place during the nighttime. Draco is also with him, but just like before, something happens that Pablo can't seem to explain. Watch.
Poco nervioso, debería decirlo. Vení, Draco, vení. Draco. Por fin subió. Vení. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Por qué no querés estar acá? Vení. ¿Qué hay? Draco. Draco. Vení.
So then, Could it be that Draco is sensing something frightening or ominous? Or is something else causing him to act this way? Just what exactly was making Draco so afraid?
Some people really be trying to find out. Ain't no way I'm going back there at night. Personally, I'm not going back there at night. Bro is a whole nut. His dog trying to let him know he's a whole nut. Draco like, I'm not going in there, bro. Why you keep calling me? Why you keep forcing me? If Draco had a place to stay, he probably would have ran away. Yeah. Comment down below what y'all thought about my man going back to that house in the middle of the night with a cheap flashlight. Not even a Temu flashlight. A cheap ass flashlight. Comment down below.
The story I'm about to tell you is the most recent story I've ever told. Once there was a young vampire, relatively and comparatively young. Let's call this young vampire Vic. He started talking about vampires on social media. Although this was forbidden by his council, he spoke on the origin of vampires, how humans could be changed into vampires. He even went as far as showing his fangs on social media. His followers would constantly ask him if revealing these secrets would anger the council. And the answer is yes. So why would he do it? He and many other vampires were tired of living in hiding. And to change that, the council who put them in hiding would have to be dismantled. Similar to humans, vampires aren't allowed to kill other vampires. If caught, there's no jury, there's no judge, there's no trial. It's just the council. Only elders were allowed to eradicate other vampires, but they had to have just cause, a justifiable reason. So Vic came up with a plan. He would break all the rules in an effort to get the council to have to eradicate him. He would have to give them a good reason so that they can justify his true death to the other three councils: Northern, Eastern, Southern. The last part of the plan was to go to Japan under the disguise of starting a new life. Juhatsu. He knew the council would take this opportunity to eradicate him. He also knew that the only people who could rightfully eradicate him would be the council themselves. To make the trip from west to east, all 5 council members would be locked away in their coffins with a 13-hour supply of blood bags. Vic, who secretly became the champion of the vampires who were tired of hiding, convinced those vampires to tell their familiars to spray those coffins with oil infused with pink roses. Pink roses, being very harmful to vampires, left the council members with no choice other than to stay in their coffins. By doing this, Vic technically did not break the cardinal rule in regards to vampires killing vampires. After 20 days without blood, the council members will shrivel and turn to dust. Knowing about the decade-long feud between the Western and the Eastern Council, Vic was able to come to an agreement with the Eastern Council in which they sanctioned his plan. The Western Council was under the impression that their coffins would be delivered directly to the Eastern Council, in which they would discuss the eradication of Vic. But instead, they're on a ship, sailing to who knows where, locked away in their coffins with maybe 3 to 5 1-ounce blood bags left. Vic was safe to go home. But before he went home, he explored Japan and China. He was already over here. He might as well, right?
These vampire stories. Is he talking about himself? Is bro really talking about himself? Cause my man could make his fangs come out. He must be really talking about himself. Cause bro knows a lot about vampires. Like a lot about vampires. Some of y'all Zone family know about this guy. Comment down below what y'all thought about that story.
this photo that you're currently seeing, the reason why this photo sent chills down my spine is because this person would be called the Umbrella Man. So usually this umbrella man will be seen late at night holding the umbrella while it's not raining and just walking in this black looking dress. Everybody already knew around the area of Alabama this person was a serial killer. And the reason why speculation started to happen about this umbrella man becoming a serial killer was because there was a serial killer out on the loose in the same area that would wear the black dress as this umbrella man, but this person would be wearing a mask. People described it as a skull face, and there was a girl named Jessica. She was with her friend one following night, and it was playing in the woods. When it was playing in the woods, they seen what appears to be a person in a dress, like the Scream costume, just replace the Scream costume mask with a skull face, and that's what the girl seen. See, the thing about this was the girls didn't know about this serial killer that was on the loose that was dressed this way at all. They was a little bit creeped out, but at the same time they thought maybe this could be a joke. So as the girls was walking and playing around, Jessica's friend Ashley holds up her camera and takes a picture. The reason why Ashley took a picture was because this creep in his costume was walking really close to Jessica. So Ashley wanted to capture a moment, but this photo is really blurry and you really can't see the face of Jessica, or you can't see the mask of this person. And these two girls vanish. Like no trace of them at all in these woods, only but a shoe that belonged to one of the girls. Never seen again. It was definitely highly likely that this creep killed them and put them somewhere. Maybe far away. But another... What just happened? What just happened? Whoa, I gotta stop doing scary stories. That is creepy. The light just cut off. It was plugged up. But like I was saying, one of the only things that was left behind besides the shoe was the phone. And that's how we was able to capture this picture that we see with our own two eyes. So this umbrella person, umbrella creep, remains a mystery. Now is this umbrella creep the same person as the serial killer dressed with the skull face and Scream dress? No one knows, because both of them remains a mystery if they're separated, which makes this even much more creepy. Because remember, the umbrella person will only be seen in the neighborhood just walking.
If anybody from Alabama is watching the show, you're a part of the family, please comment down below about the Umbrella Man. I never heard about this Umbrella Man. But then again, we have a whole lot of creepos out there. Might not be far-fetched. So if you know about the Umbrella Man, drop it down below. Let us know if it's official.
What's up, cousins? So I'm back with another story time. Now for this story time, we're gonna call her Stacy. So let's not waste no time and let's get into it. So at this time, Stacy living with her grandparents. So it's about 8 or 9 o'clock at night. She decides to go lay down and she hears like pew 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 sounds. Now she says she didn't think nothing of it because they do live in that type of neighborhood. So that next morning she's awakened because she hears her grandfather running around the house calling for her grandmother. So she wakes up looking for her grandmother as well. So they all go outside and they end up seeing an unalive body in the alley next to their house. So Stacy ended up seeing a little bit of the person's body and their hair, and then her grandfather ended up calling the police. So the next day, she started having experiences. Now, she did say she did believe this was the person that attached themselves to her, but she wasn't completely sure because she didn't see his full face. But she was not having this experience before she saw the unalive body. So she's sleeping. However, she feels something scratching her back, which wakes her up. And she ended up seeing a figure in the middle of the floor. Now, he never said anything to her, but she did say that he would show her different things that he can do as far as like turning the lights on, turning the lights off, and moving things around. She said even one time he even showed her where he used to live. So she said that he told her to look down this hole in her living room floor. So she looked down the hole. She said she saw like a dining room, a living room. It was like a house underneath their house. She said before all of this started happening, there still was that hole in the floor, but whenever she would look at it beforehand, it was always just looking into their basements. She said she can tell when it's about to come because she can't move, she can't speak, she can't do anything, and she hear the creaking and the footsteps on the floor. Now she said she did tell one of her grandmothers, they did not believe her. She told another grandmother, they started praying for her. Her mother did not believe her as well, but some of her cousins did. So it was kind of like she was fighting this thing alone. She said then it progressed to her starting to have like psychic abilities. She knew when something bad was going to happen. She knew when someone was going to come. She knew when the phone was going to ring. So one day she ends up going to church with her grandmother. Now they take Sasha and they take her to the children's part of the church. So she's in there with other kids and it's a teacher like teaching them about the Bible, talking about the Bible. Now after this was over, the teacher told her to stay after.
So Sasha didn't understand how the lady even knew that she had some stuff going on. So the lady told her that she works with kids that has like special gifts. And the lady was telling her how she had worked with one child that can see spirits, talk to spirits. So Sasha started telling her exactly everything that she was experiencing. So the lady then grabbed Sasha by her head and started chanting something. Sasha said she did not understand what she was saying. So after that, when they got home, Sasha told her grandmother what the lady had did. And the grandma was freaking out like, oh no, she cursed you. She said now the psychic abilities that she had did go away. But however, the spirit did not. He would still come in her room and he would still scratch her back to wake her up. And she had scratches, like physical scratches on her back when she woke up. Sasha felt like nobody could help her, so she ended up telling her aunt what's been going on. So her aunt told her that you need to start saying back, you need to leave me alone in the name of Jesus. So Sasha's just like, okay. So the aunt just telling her like, say it with confidence, say it with power, and don't be afraid. So Sasha's like, okay, I'm ready. So when it comes again, I know what to say. So fast forward to that same night, it happens again. It wakes her up by scratching her back. She cannot speak. She cannot move. All she can do is think in her head, in the name of Jesus, over and over and over again. So as she's reciting this over and over, she's now getting the ability to move her arms and move her legs. She says she wants to look this thing directly in the eyes. The only thing you can see was his eyes because it was so dark. She said as she looked this thing in his eyes, he looked shocked. She said it did not leave her alone. However, she experienced that up until she was 17 years old. Then eventually it stopped. Now she wanted to give a message that said if you have a younger child or a smaller child or any child period and they're telling you they're seeing things, experiencing things, please believe them and take them to go see somebody. Now again, cousins, if you have any stories that you want to submit, make sure you DM it to me or email it to the email that's in my bio. Until then, enjoy this story, okay?
Parents, if these kids are telling you they seeing things, believe them. Believe these kids, because they might be seeing things. Comment down below what y'all thought about that story.
Well, guys, take a look at this thing here. It looks like some sort of creepy, weird elemental sylph or some sort of air demon, and then it turns into a giant electrical man in somebody's backyard. So I don't know what the deal with that thing is, but it does not look friendly, and it creeps me out. So let me know what you think that thing is. Gets involved in some electrical field there. I don't know. It does not look friendly, though. So, good news is now we get to worry about these things coming into our backyard, so.
What was that? That looked a little interesting, not creepy, but interesting. All I know is in South America, there's a lot of creepy things. A lot of creepy things. Comment down below if y'all know what was that. Yeah. My man sounded like Super Mario. In disbelief, the whole neighborhood cars look like it's flowing away. Comment down below, Zone Family.
Say, bro, something strange is going on in this movie. We gotta get to the bottom of what's going on, bro. This movie's called Black Knight, starring Martin Lawrence. Bro, people just don't fall into the water and come out the water into a whole different time, a whole different era. I'm talking about the medieval days. Bro, they never explain how him falling in the water took him to the medieval times. Like how, bro? I know this is a fictional movie, they can do whatever they want with it, but this movie is based on natural human being lives, not supernatural. So obviously, we're dealing with some type of witchcraft going on. There's a witch in this movie somewhere. Who is it? Who's responsible for putting this magic necklace in the water that turns into a portal? That would be his boss, who really is a witch. That is not just an earring. That is a representation of a gemstone. She's using magic. See, there's new competition coming. You see that paper he reading is called Castle World. That's the new competition that they're up against. So she's having a meeting with her workers. She's letting her workers know that this new competition is not going to run her out of business. She's going to fight it.
But Martin over here decides to make a joke about it, saying that he thinks she should retire and just take the money and go. First, she gives him this look like if he only knew who he really talking to. And then she says this.
You don't get it, do you? I had high hopes for you.
She said, you don't get it, do you? I had high hopes for you. Meaning that she don't have no more hope for this guy. She's gonna use him. Then, check this out. She toss a can to him and tell him to go clean and look at her face. And then she closed her eyes as if she's not proud about what she's fenced to do. She sent him out there to go clean for a reason. See, all Martin cared about was money. He was actually going to leave this job and go work for the people who they in competition with. They got an application right there. So right out back, she already knew that gold necklace was going to get his attention to transfer him into this portal. See, a lot of people looking at it like she from this time Martin from. She not from his time, bro. She's from the medieval time. See, she not who you think she is. She's a straight up witch. She using the same portal Martin fell in to get here. This medieval family fun center that she owns is not a theme park. It's a front. She's using this as a front. She's just a witch who's trying to start a new life in a new era, in Martin's era. But there was one more witch that was in the medieval times that she needed also. And that's when Martin come in at. She used him to get this witch. This is the second witch. This is why he sent into that portal. Little do he know he's going to free this witch. That's why towards the end of the movie, when he went back into the portal and he went back into the world he was in, none of them people came with him. None of them was there except that witch. She's the only one that made it out. Why is that? See, he don't realize that he was used to bring a witch from the medieval times to his times. He don't know what he just did. And look at this. Now that they used him, they don't need him no more. So you know what they go do? They go get rid of him. Immediately after she left, he chased her. She knew he was gonna do this. And look what happens. Falls right back into the portal, only to be sent in the gladiator days. Why? Because they don't need him no more. So they just gonna have him to be eaten by lions. So he runs, and he runs, and then the movie goes off. Bro, obviously the lions killed him. It was all a setup, bro. Now you see why she looked sad when she sent him out that room. Because she knew she was about to use him and he was about to be killed. Like I said, it's not a theme park. This is a witch hunting ground. They even showing you the pentagram before it shows the park. You see that thing that's spinning? This simply represents a pentagram.
Comment down below what y'all thought about that movie breakdown. I'm sure you have seen it before. I have seen it before, and I thought the breakdown was official. Let me know what you thought about the breakdown down in the comments.
This next video was taken at a storage facility where a father owns a storage unit containing obscure vintage items. The facility is well known for being creepy, but it's the contents of this unit that's by far the creepiest. Among all things inside is a toy monkey that the father knows is worth a lot of money. Although initially not wanting to sell the doll, he now hopes that someone would buy it off his hands as soon as possible. Ever since having it, the stuff inside his unit would move on their own. Now, noise complaints would often be made by employees who accuse the man of living in his storage, but after setting up a camera to show that it's the stuff inside being thrown around, he captures this. Like something straight out of a horror movie, the toy doll moves on its own. The staff working at the storage facility were just as spooked as the man who owns this unit. He believes that this is the culprit behind the strange noises employees heard. While there has yet to be a prospective buyer for this doll, the man continues to document the monkey on the off chance that something else is caught on camera. But currently, nothing else has happened. As always, let me know your thoughts on this one.
Bro did not want to sell that bear? He better sell that thing. In fact, he better burn it. I will not be bringing that thing inside my house. These storage facilities have so much paranormal activities, bro. Because people are storing away things dead people had, or, you know what I'm saying, just things with things attached to it. I am good, bro. That's why it's not good to go to these yard sales and buying things, because you never know what you're bringing inside your house. Bro literally did a sit-up, like, what's up? Yeah, we selling that whole unit.
City police, search warrant, come to the door.
Man, it must smell like paradise in there.
There's like 40 right now. Ogden City Police, you're inside, make yourself known. We have a search warrant. I was expecting like pit bulls, dude. Just keep going so we can push in. OPD, if you're in here, make yourself known. Hey, Timo, you want to back out? You want to mask up?
Better mask up.
It's bad, dude. Like our masks? Yes. Holy fuck. Oh, I'm gonna go put my gas mask on. That is, my eyes burn. Dude, the ammonia is not good, bro.
Ammonia, that's piss.
Oh, no. You guys might need them. Well, we are, but... You definitely, you want your gas mask? We're gonna get our masks. Oh, shit. I mean, it's never zero. It's never zero.
Oh my gosh. There's grab your mask. Grab your mask.
I just want to make it fat. Okay, search warrant! OPD, search warrant! OPD, what was that? How come? OPD, search warrant! No, it's screwed. It's screwed. That's the front door. All right, back out. Are we clear? Yeah. No upstairs? Yeah. What's up? Yeah. Are we good? Yeah. Go.
Zone family, that is crazy. 175 dogs. Every room was packed with dogs. It must smell like paradise in there. I don't know how they went in there without wearing a mask to begin with. That is crazy itself. He said it smelled like bleach, ammonia. No, brother, that was straight piss. After a while, that piss starts to smell like bleach, then ammonia. That is crazy. Comment down below, Zone family. Comment down below. Some people actually living like this. Diabolical.
Acércale más con la cámara. No. Mándale así, así, así. Uy. ¡Vete a la verga! No mames, sí, güey. Ahí está. Mira. Ahí está. Media cara, güey. Es media cara nada más, güey. Mira.
Tus orejitas, güey.
Ahí está, güey. Neta.
That is crazy, Zone family. The tree has a whole face. They cut the lights off, they cut the lights on, and you still see the face. That was not CGI. That was official tissue. Comment down below, let me know what y'all thought about the face that's on the tree. But anyway, family, we have finally reached to the end of the video. If you made it this far, you are goated. You are definitely goated. Before you get out of here, if you're not tapped in, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell for every time I drop. You could be rocking out with your boy. For everybody else that's tapped in with the family, you know I love you and I'm in love with you. With that being said, family, I appreciate every last one of you. I appreciate every last one of you. So vibrate high, spread love, and love thy neighbor. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I love you guys. I'll catch y'all in the next episode.